So here is lesson 14 homework. Problem 1 says triangle ABC is similar to triangle XYZ, and we have to find this missing angle here. If you look at angle ABC, you can see that AC is 8 units and that AB is 12 units. You can use a scale factor to find this scale between these two triangles, or you can just look at the relationship between this side and this side. So I know that 8 times 1.5 is 12. And because I know that these two triangles are similar, I can multiply 4.4 by 1.5, which then would be, I have to do the math real quick. 0.4 times 11. So this would be, I'm sorry, not 11. 2. I did 2.5. I need to do 1.5. 4.4 times 1.5, which is 6.6. So this length would be 6.6 right here. Okay, so again, how I found that, and I wish I could draw on it, but I can't. So I know that AC is less than 12, but I can figure out that 8 times 1.5 is 12. And because these two triangles are similar, I know that these lines are all going to be proportional. So if the relationship between 8 and 12 is 1.5, the relationship between 4.4 is also going to be 1.5. So 4.4 times 1.5 is 6.6. So I know because similar triangles have proportional sides, the ratios of measurements will be proportional as well. That's what I would say. So triangle DEF is similar to triangle HJI or HIJ. So we have to figure out what this length is right here. Looking here again, I know that the relationship between these two sides, I know 8 times, 8 times 1 1/4 is going to be 10. So something times 1 1/4 is 14. So I can divide 14.5 by 1 1/4. So 14.5 divided by 1.25 is going to be 11.6. I know that the two triangles are similar, so they are proportional. If the ratio is 8 to 10, that's going to be equal to something to 14.5. Something times 10 is 14.5. That same something by times 8 is going to be x. I then know that x equals 11.6. I figured out that 8 times 1 1/4 is 10. So something times 1 1/4 is 14.5. That something is going to be 11.6. Just another way to explain it. Triangle CAT is similar to triangle DOG. Triangle CAT is dilated by a scale factor of 1/2, creating dog. Determine the missing side length. So I know that 5 cut in half is going to be related to, see, that's my smallest side, so it's going to be related to this side. So 5 times 1/2 is 2.5. 10 times 1/2 is 5. So 6 is the product of something times 1/2. So we know that 6 times 2 is going to be 12. So this is 12. If the scale factor is 1/2, I can multiply all of the known sides of cat to get the unknown sides of dog. I also know that the inverse of 1/2 is 2, so I can multiply the known side of dog by 2 to get the unknown side of cat. On a sunny day, a 6-foot tall person has a shadow with a length of 4 feet. At the same time, a nearby tree has a shadow of 60 feet. What is the height of the tree? Well, we're assuming that these are going to be similar triangles. So if he is 6 foot and the shadow is 4 feet, I know that that would be a ratio of 6 to 4, which is going to be equal to my ratio of x over 60. One of two ways: I can find my scale factor between these, or I can find my scale factor between these. I know that 4 times 1.5 is 6, so 60 times 1.5 is going to be 90, and then that would be the height of the tree. So that would be 90, because 4 times, oops, I can't put that, 1.5 is 6, so the same thing times 1.5 is going to be 90. Zoe uses a mirror to measure the height of a flagpole. She places the mirror flat on the ground, then walks backward until she can see the flagpole in the mirror. As the diagram shows, the way that the light reflects in the mirror creates a set of congruent angles. Now she can use her own height, the mirror's distance from the flagpole, and her distance from the mirror to calculate the height of the flagpole. So she used the measurements in the diagram to calculate the flagpole's height. So Zoe's only 4 feet, and from the mirror to her feet, it's 3 feet, and from the flagpole base to the mirror is 18 feet. So because I know the relationship between these two, I can figure out what this is. Okay, so again, 4 to 3 is equal to x over 18. So again, one of two ways. I can find my scale factor. Well, 3 times what is 18? 6. So 4 times 6 is going to be x. Or I can figure out the relationship between these two numbers, which in this case is going to be harder than just finding my scale factor. But I know that 3 times what is 4? 3 times, is it 1 1/3? Yeah, it's 1 1/3. So I know that if I multiply 3 by 1 1/3, I'm going to get 4. If I multiply 18 by 1 1/3, I should get 24. So 18 times 1 is 18. 18 times 1/3 is 6. So 18 plus 6 is going to be 24. Or again, so I did 1 1/3 as my scale here. Or I can find my scale factor is 6, and I can do that from both sides. Either way, you get the same answer, and it's going to be 24 feet tall. So x equals 24. Explain my thinking. I know that the two triangles are similar, so they will be proportional. Because the ratio of Zoe's height to the mirror is 4 to 3, I know that's going to be equal to something over 18. I can find the scale factor of 6 to find the height of the pole, or I can use the relationship between Zoe's height and the distance from the mirror, 1 1/3, to find the missing height of the flagpole. Either way, we're getting the same answer. And moving on. Okay, this we've worked on before. It's all about supplementary angles and vertical angles. So if I know that this angle is 38, I know the vertical angle is also going to be 38. Because these two lines are parallel, I also know that the angle right above this in the same position is also 38 degrees, which means that this angle is also 38 degrees because these are vertical angles. All I have to find then is my supplementary angle right here. I know that 180 subtract 38 is 142. And then I know, just like I did before, if I translated this up because of these parallel lines, I know that this angle right here is going to be the same, which means this is a vertical angle and it's going to be 142 degrees as well. And now you have everything's correct. If you have any more questions, let me know.